scissors, shoot. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Hey, you have to do the intro now.
Good morning, Pascal Valley, and welcome to another episode of Pvtv. I'm Valentine, this is Javi Albert, and for our first segment, we have Jake with the weather.
Let's see how it is out there, Jake.
What's up, Valley? It's Jake Fowler with this weekend's weather forecast. Today, Friday, it's going to be mostly sunny with a high of 14 and a low of 1. Tomorrow, Saturday, it's going to be frigid cloudy with a high of 17 and a low of 7. And on Sunday, it's going to be possible snow with a high of 22 and a low of 17. Have a great weekend, Valley.
Wow, Jake, that weather never disappoints me.
Yeah, and you know what's the opposite of cold? It's heat. Just like this heated new segment that we have from Ava Gunderson, where she went ahead and interviewed every single Religion in America speaker. Let's check it out.
Hey Valley, over the past few months, Mathias' Religion in America class has had a bunch of speakers come in and talk to the class. And so, I decided to ask them all the same question. If you could give one piece of life advice, what would it be? And here's what they said.
The one piece of life advice that I would give is to follow loving people.
It would be to follow the golden rule.
Is to recognize that you matter. And the fact that you're in this world, that you're living here, that God brought you in this world, it means that you have a place and you have a mission to do.
To stay true to yourself.
To be able to maintain this idea of being able to share unique perspectives and just keep an open mind.
Not to underestimate the importance of their being.
Don't take things personally.
To follow your own intuition.
Live the moment.
Don't be afraid of being faithful.
Know thyself.
If I had to put it in one sentence and even one word, think.
The reason why I say that is if you take things personally, you get stuck, right? Because you feel that the thing that happened to you or the situation that you're engaged in is for some reason directed at you.
So wherever you are, find your talents, find your thing. And it could be helping another person, it could be changing the whole world. But we have a role here.
It's important to trust the instincts that we have to do what we think is right in the moment, regardless of outside structures.
One thing that I like to share with everyone is this concept of anekanvad, which translates to multiplicity of perspectives. I think in today's day and age, people are so divided, so many topics are polarized.
Treat others as you would like to be treated.
Also, again, if it's possible to have some faith.
Never underestimate the difference that you can make in the life of another person or in the life of your school community or frankly in the world.
This world has gotten so caught up in social media and all these other things that try to take people away from their faith.
Develop your intuition and learn how to truly listen and trust it, as your intuition is actually spirit speaking to you.
More in your generation than even in mine. People don't think enough, and with AI and everything, I go online and things, it's like, oh my gosh, look at that, and then it's actually not true.
Don't live in the past, which will give you regrets, and don't live in the try and live in the future, which leads you to anticipation, to anxiety.
So I talked a lot about the Fool card and how, the Fool is about channeling what you know to be true for yourself and tuning out everything from the rest of the world that tells you that maybe you can't do certain things or you can't accomplish certain things that you would like to.
The second piece would be to do everything with excellence.
It was a line that I heard once from the great rabbi, the Lubavitcher Rebbe, is that the day you were born is the day that God said the world cannot exist without you. The fact that you're here, the fact that you were born, shows that you have a place and you have a purpose here. Find that purpose and make the best of it.
I think it's really important for everyone to be able to maintain this diversity of thought and be able to share their own perspectives, but also take in and listen to other people's perspectives.
Judaism is a religion of thinking and questioning, and it's extremely important because the decisions and the actions that especially high school students make now, including what you're going to learn, this is going to be what you carry with you for the rest of your life.
When I follow leading with love, my life tends to get better. So that's one thing that is universal that I can continue in my entire life.
So all we can do is try to view what's happening to us as objectively as possible so that we can come to some level of acceptance so that we're able and we have the freedom to make the next step.
Just live the moment. Enjoy that moment.
Live your life in a way that's kind and forgiving and merciful, and make sure God is part of your life.
Then have the wisdom and courage to live your life in alignment with your own personal truth. Not everything is for everyone, and you hold a unique and special place in the tapestry of life that without you will have a huge hole left unattended.
Tuning out all of the noise and listening to your own inner voice, I think, will get you really far.
Having faith is such a grounding experience that can bring you closer to enjoyment in your life here today.
We're of infinite worth, every single one of us, and the potential for us to make a difference is infinite as well.
It was so interesting to hear everyone's perspectives, and a big thank you to everyone who was interviewed. Now, back to Javi and Will.
You know your Will, right?
Yeah, I forgot.
It's okay, everyone gets nervous. Anyways, we're gonna transition to our next segment, where Anna and Ava went outside with all the snow on the ground and taught you guys how to build a snowman. Let's get into it.
Oh, hey guys! We're just here enjoying the great snow from this weekend.
We're doing my second favorite winter activity, making snow angels.
It's your second favorite? What's your first favorite?
Making snowmen, of course.
Oh, of course. I love making snowmen. Do you know that so many people don't know how to make the perfect snowman?
Really? Well, we should teach them.
We should. What's up, Valley? Welcome to a brand new series of our new segment, Anna and Ava's Answers to Everything.
Because we have the answers to everything.
On today's episode, we're going to be teaching all of you how to make the perfect snowman.
For the first step, you're going to need 3 snowballs. 1 big, 1 medium, and 1 small. You can make the snowballs bigger by rolling them in the snow, or you could just pack some snow on, like Anna does here.
Step 2, stack your snowballs. It's very important that all of your snowballs are perfectly round in order to get that classic snowman shape.
And the children say he could laugh and play just the same as you and me.
Hold on.
Look at Frosty go.
For the third and final step, decorations.
A traditional snowman is decorated with a top hat,
a carrot nose,
button eyes,
and a big happy smile.
As you can see, we had to improvise just a little bit.
Just a little.
But no snowman is complete without a nice scarf to keep him warm.
There we go. And with that, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Anna and Ava's Answers to Everything.
Because we have the answers to everything.
Wow, guys, that was a great snowman.
And anyways, we're gonna move on to our final segment, a very special segment where I went ahead and got an interview with writer, director, composer, and PV alumni, Mr. Geremy Jasper. Let's check it out.
Geremy
Jasper.
Writer, director, composer, songwriter.
Geremy Jasper.
Patricia Dabrowski, aka Patty Cake.
So Geremy, you graduated from PV in 1994. Looking back as an alumni, what were your high school years like?
Yeah, it was a varied affair. It was the early to mid 90s. I was playing in bands, which was great, and then I was playing basketball for some of the time, and I played football too, oddly enough. And so I was kind of bouncing around, making stuff, making a lot of art, and kind of playing these sports also. It was kind of a wild time. I was involved in a lot of different parts of the school, but it took me a while to kind of find who I was exactly.
Growing up in the 90s, you must have had a lot of musical influences. What were some of the bands or artists that you loved?
I was really lucky when I think right around when I started at Pasco Valley, Nirvana broke, and that kind of opened the floodgates. So to be a teenager during the Nirvana, Pearl Jam, Soundgarden, Red Hot Chili Peppers, the Beastie Boys, who I'd been into since I was like 10 years old, had kind of hit their stride around that point. You know, stuff like Primus and Nine Inch Nails, and it was just such a rich and incredible hip hop was coming out at that time. So you had Tribe Called Quest, Digable Planets, I think The Chronic came out around that time. Like, it was such an incredible, expansive, creative time musically that I didn't even really get obsessed with films till a little bit later. I was so inundated with all this cool music coming out. So yeah, that's my biggest memory of that time. I get kind of nostalgic for how much great music was coming out. Like within weeks of each other, there were like 4 or 5 classic albums that came out like within the same week, or at least within the same month.
So I'm sure it's safe to say that music had a profound impact on your life.
What a big space it takes in my day-to-day life. But I write songs, but I never considered myself really a musician. And so that's why using songs to kind of sneak in the back door to write films made sense to me. Because I'd done my 10,000 hours. I had lived in recording studios and been on tour and done all that stuff. And then when I was about 30, I decided I wanted to start learning to be a director. And that's kind of late to make that decision. I'm sure you've got your eyes on doing something like that. Like most directors know when they're teenagers that that's what they want to do. But for me, it was music. And then when I turned 30 and I was like, okay, I'm going to stop touring. I'm going to stop recording. But how can I keep making music and do it my way? And so then I decided I would convert these songs or songwriting into character-based things and start to build films around them, build films around songs. So so the first 2 films that I made I wrote all the original music for.
Through the making of Patty Cakes and Odessa, what were some of the challenges you faced along the way?
It's a long process getting a movie made. It usually takes a couple years to write it, and then raising the money and finding someone who will back what you're doing, especially if you're doing something unconventional, takes a while. So it's really a game of persistence and patience. So I think it's a roller coaster. Just like, is someone going to give you the money? No, they're not. Are you like, you have to do a rewrite? No. And then are you casting? And that falls apart. So it's a very long, arduous process. It's sometimes the making of the film is more an adventure than what's on the screen. It's dramatic, it's theatrical, it's scary, it's sad. And then hopefully you get to the end and then you just want to wipe your memory from it and then move on to the next thing.
You've written 2 successful films already. What would you say is your key to writing?
I have to promise something to someone. So if I'm on the hook, then I can't shake my way out of it. I have to be sort of forced. I don't want to say by gunpoint, but there's a feeling of like, if I don't do this, I'm going to be in major trouble. And so that's usually, I'm motivated by fear in a sense, and guilt. And then if you jot things down and have some scraps to work with, then the process becomes a little less self-conscious and a little less like, oh my God, the pressure.
Like, what advice would you give to the future generation of filmmakers?
You have to be kind of obsessed and a lunatic to do it. So I think that's the major thing that I've learned, is that everybody has an idea for a film. People, everybody loves films. It's a huge part of our culture and just in our life. I think it takes a certain kind of dedication to, if you really, really want to do it, you're gonna just keep going at it because the world doesn't want you to do it. It takes an insane person's kind of tenacity to keep going, day in, day out, year in, year out, and keep going at it. And then the biggest thing I would say is surround yourself with other filmmakers. Surround yourself with people that are making stuff. Surround yourself with actors. Surround yourself with people that want to be cinematographers. I think the more it's a group, because it's such a collaborative art form, you need people to share ideas with, seek them out and break bread and exchange ideas and help each other out. There's a certain obsessive drive that you need to have that I had with making music, and I was like, I can just translate that into this creative process. So surround yourself with other people that are making things, especially other filmmakers.
Sometimes far too long for snakes in my shoes, walking sleep
Wow, thanks for your time and advice, Jeremy. I'll definitely be looking out for your new movie.
Well, that's going to do it for this episode of PVTV. We'd like to dedicate this episode to Mr. Sherman, who just had his second-born son.
Congrats to you and your family, Sherm.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
Have a great weekend, Valley.